What's up guys, and welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video. And in this video I'll cover the most important details that have been revealed in yesterday's gameplay previews we had from various news outlets. Today we're going to dive right in all of this amazing news that we've been blessed with. Hopefully you're just as excited as I am, because there's a lot of juicy stuff to cover. So grab yourself some popcorn, aim that like button if you enjoyed these videos, and let's get to it. First things first, I'll start with one of my personal favorite features in this game, and that is the insane level of customization. So Rockstar Games is set to offer an unparalleled level of customization in Red Dead Redemption 2, and this extends not only to your very own character, but to the weapons and to the very own horse companion you own as well. So according to most of the gameplay previews, it's way more extensive than any other previous Rockstar Games installment to date, and I will be starting with the very main character customization. So beginning the list with the way you can customize Arthur Morgan, the main protagonist in Red Dead Redemption 2 has a ton of options in this regard. You'd be pleased to know that the level of customization in the clothes department goes way beyond simply switching outfits, as each piece of clothing is individual and it can be layered with one another according to IGN. The level of detail is so extensive that you can control even the way you wear said clothing. So for example, you can tuck your jeans into your boots, you can roll your sleeves up or wear them normally over your arms. There are different types of clothing pieces, from regular shirts, pants, jackets and so on, to very thick clothing perfectly adapted for cold or freezing environments. As a matter of fact, the type of clothing you wear can either help or hinder you depending on the weather conditions as well as the environment you are in. So while wearing thick clothing in freezing conditions will definitely help you out to survive, it will definitely hinder you if you would travel with them in the desert, so you will have to shed some of it off. These options even extend to the wanted level, and wearing a bandana, for example, on your face while committing a criminal activity will help you lose that wanted level if you later on decide to take it off. So just one of the details that I find absolutely perplexing. Moving on, your hat is an individual piece and there are multiple models within the game. In fact, if you engage in a duel with an NPC, you can shoot its head off and then proceed to steal it later on, and inversely that can also happen to you. Another very interesting detail is that your hair and beard naturally grow as the time passes by in the game, and this can further be stylized at a barbershop or at your very own camp. So you can shave any part of your beard you want and stylize it however you want. Getting a haircut is done at any local barbershop, and there are a lot of hairstyles to pick from. And a very realistic detail here is that you can never add, just subtract to the amount of hair you already have, and that is pretty freaking cool. Weapons also feature a very high level of customization, both aesthetically and gameplay wise. First of all, your weapons can be engraved and have certain ornaments added to them. You can already see this beautiful screenshot, and it's a very high detailed pistol with a very beautiful grip. This is just one of the options, as there are definitely many more. All of this can either be bought or crafted by finding or buying the necessary materials. The level of customization even extends to the ammunition itself, and you can craft several types of ammunition depending on what type of weapon you're using. So for the bow, for example, you can craft fire arrows. Different types of bullets can also be crafted for your guns, such as for example high velocity bullets or split point bullets. Cleaning your weapon is something you'll want to do as often as possible, because as time goes by your weapons get dirtier, and in turn they can become less effective in combat and also get jammed. So you'll want to do this every once in a while. It also comes with its own very good stylized animation. The main protagonist can carry a maximum of 2 one-handed weapons and 2 long weapons. You have an option here to choose between carrying 2 rifles or 1 rifle and the bow itself. On top of this, there's also a hunting knife, a lasso and throwable weapons, such as for example throwable knives, and you can carry these on top of what I already just told you. I've heard dual wielding is also possible later on into the game, and in order to unlock it you have to get a skill. Of course, like in the typical fashion, there's going to be a weapon wheel you can control, and everything else that you cannot store will be carried by your horse. So he's going to be your companion as well as a means to like just store your inventory. This brings us to the next point, which is of course your very own Steam Guaranteed Companion. There are multiple confirmed breeds in the game, all coming with their own unique stats. Bonding with the animal is something you'll want to do as it offers certain very powerful benefits that you will want. Bonding with the animal will let you unlock cool looking moves like rearing, skid turns, and even actual dressage, and improve characteristics such as the animal's speed, stamina, and stability to stay calm under pressure. It's also possible to customize the equipment on the horse, like stirrups and bedrolls. The saddle can also be further upgraded and it increases the horse's health and stamina, as well as you can upgrade the saddlebags to expand your storage capabilities. Similar to how it is with guns, your horse can also become dirty, and this in turn will affect its performance. You'll want to keep this animal well groomed all the time, as this will also further improve your bond with it. Moving on to combat, there's more to it than just shooting those who stay in your way. First of all, having your weapons holstered or unholstered will give you different interaction options. Unholstered, you can focus on an NPC by holding the L2 button and have certain contextual options appear on the screen, like for example greeting them, antagonizing them, or even robbing them. With it unholstered, you can aim and shoot whenever you please, and there's even the option to fire non-lethal warning shots, and this has its own button. Speaking of shooting guns, R2 is your designated button for firing, and unlike the previous games, it's now done by pressing the button 2 times instead of just 1 time. So you first press R2 to fire 1 bullet, and then you press it the second time to pull back the hammer for the next round to be engaged. One cool detail I found is that playing stealthily is definitely a possibility, and while the full extent of this was not explained, NPCs have their own awareness levels depending on the affecting surroundings, so you can definitely play in a more stealthy manner. You can use your bow and your dagger to kill them silently, but once you make a little bit of noise, you're definitely gonna get caught and they will start shooting you, protect themselves, and all of the sort. The enemy AI has also seemed to be improved, and they will use various tactics to take you down in combat, like better positioning themselves, taking advantage of their surroundings, and so on. On top of this, they will also not fight you to the death like some type of killing robots, but instead flee and cower if they realize the odds are against them. Moving on to the wanted level and the morality system, there are a lot of fine crafted details here. First of all, Morgan has a code of honor which you, the player, can sway in any direction you choose, and it's also important from a gameplay point of view. So committing heinous crimes will make you become dishonorable, which in turn will make it easier for you to intimidate people and earn more cash from robberies and heists. On the contrary, if you play more honorable and respect the law, the folks will also be more friendly towards you, and you will also earn more bounty from hunting gigs. Also, helping certain NPCs you find randomly in your travels can open up certain possibilities down the line, and there were a few examples given in this situation. For example, saving a person in need, which later on proves to be a shopkeeper, will in turn let you get an item for free from their shop. The kill shot camera will also change as a result. It will either be more heroic or more gory depending on your honor levels. The wanted level will also increase depending on the criminal activities you take part in, and there are certain factors affecting it. Up until a certain level, you are able to pay off your very own bounty at any local post office in any town, but of course you will need cash for this. Other than that, you can help reduce it by not leaving any witnesses behind, or by wearing a mask when committing a crime and later on just taking it off. Also, changing your clothes, I hear, also helps reducing the wanted level a little bit. Oh, and one more thing, blood and gore is definitely in the game, and you can shoot parts of the body off. As a matter of fact, dismemberment is not only possible, but if you upgrade your dead eye ability enough, you can see critical spots like organs and so on. The next feature on the list that you'll probably absolutely love is something straight out of GTA San Andreas, but improved upon quite a bit. So the feature of getting fat or skinny depending on what you eat has definitely returned, and Rockstar Games finally put it in one of its games. It was definitely missed, so eating too much or too little will make you gain or lose weight. This in turn will affect your stamina levels. Your character's fitness level will also matter a lot, and the more you run in the game, the more your stamina bar will be improved. The camera settings are also quite extensive, and the game also features a first-person mode that you can play with throughout the entirety of the game. There's even an option in there that lets you make the head of your horse not appear when you ride in first person to have a better and less obstructed view. Furthermore, should you choose to play in third person, there are 3 levels of zoom you can choose from. A cinematic camera also exists here, and when you apply it, it switches to widescreen, pulls the camera a little bit back off, and shows the action from more dramatic angles. It's very similar to the one in GTA 5, for example, though it was reported to be a little bit more smooth. Speaking of camera, you'll be pleased to know that later on into the game, you can acquire an actual camera. It is given to you during a mission, and you can take actual photos with it, including self-portraits. It's not going to be like a full selfie mode, but it's going to be, you know, close to that, and it's going to be appropriate to that era. And that pretty much covers all the news we have for today, guys. These are just part of all of the information we have got so far. Of course, it's only so much I can cover in one single video, but if you enjoyed it, then definitely leave a like to it, and also subscribe to the channel if you didn't already. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, so peace out.